Len, my sister Cathy, and Baxter and I left on Sunday for a trip to the Steens Mountain. Malheur Lake had water in it, so we stopped along the highway to photograph birds. There were lots of grebes, coots, and night heron. We stopped several times on the road up to the South Steens campground to photograph wild horses. Our campsite at South Steens Campground. On Monday morning, we drove up the Steens Mountain Loop Road in my sister's 4Runner. The weather forecast was not good, but held off until we were at the top. The flowers on the loop road were spectacular. I had seen a Facebook posting from the BLM that it was a good flower year, and it definitely was. Just as forecast, the rain started at 11. The temperature dropped about 15 degrees into the high 30s, and the wind picked up to about 50 miles an hour. But after about an hour, the clouds started to lift. We hiked down to the Riddle Brothers Historic Ranch after we got back to the campground. That night we were treated to an absolutely spectacular sunset, followed by an intense thunderstorm that lasted for about an hour. During the evening light, I tried my hardest to get a good shot of a common nighthawk. There were quite a few of them flying around that night. The next morning, Cathy got up early and left for La Grande. Lynn and I packed up the van and we headed back up the loop road one more time. The weather was much nicer and we stopped several times to photograph flowers. There was still quite a bit of snow up on the top, and so we had to stop a couple times to let Baxter out so he could go roll in the snow. Are you gonna roll?
It's so good.
Clouds hitting the East Rim overlook. We turned left at French Glen and drove through the Catlow Valley. We turned onto the East Steens Mountain Road and had to stop and drive on the Elvord Desert floor. This is the driest place in Oregon. Only 6 inches of rain a year. We stopped to watch the sailplane action on the Elvord Desert. It was interesting to watch 2 guys hold umbrellas over the pilot as they waited for the tow vehicle to get ready. We spent the night at Man Lake. We were the only ones there, and it turned out to be full of interesting birds. It was a spectacular evening. I spent the night under the stars and was serenaded by about a dozen coyotes. A boat out in the sea of sage.